Austin Lee Meredith, ALM 11213. Let's think about this for a second. ALM in a circle is 1 circled, 12 circled, 13 circled. It's very synchronistic with our whole zodiac theory, or my whole zodiac theory, which involves the 12 sign zodiac, okay, L, and the 13 sign zodiac that NASA just said Ophiuchus is the 13th zodiac constellation. Very interesting. That what you've been told as truth is 12 and 13. Now, if you circle a 12 and circle a 13 and circle a 1, you basically get a 2, a 13, and a 14. Now, if you're to understand 3 makes 4 makes 5, and you have a 1 by 3, where your 1 by 3 consists of you know, 2, 13, and 14, let's not count the circles right now, you will have a 13 on top, a 2, and a 14. Now, very synchronistic because we have 28 days in a lunar month. We have 13 months in 364 days. But we have a 12, a 2, and a 14. A 13, sorry. We have a 13, a 2, and a 14. Now, 13 and 14 are 27 in a circle is 28, which is synchronistic. And 14 and 2 is 28 in a circle, which is synchronistic. So maybe Austin Lee Meredith isn't really 28, but maybe he's 28 circled. Anyways, I'm just saying, thoughts. 29, yeah. 13 and 14. 27 plus 2, 29. 29 is the n plus 3 of 26, which is n. I might have the dimensions all mixed up. It's all good. It just means that a 29 is a 28 circled. That's all I can say. You know, it's like you have to understand the shell game of the Austin Lee Meredith. Maybe that's what it means. Austin Lee Meredith is circled, which means you have to understand that he is part of a reality, which is part of another person's free energy device in a realm outside of Earth, which is depicted by a bunch of lights in our sky. Now, if we were to create multiple free energy devices in Earth that we know and love, that we see in 3 dimensions, we would be essentially creating a bunch of galaxies in a universe for the n-1 realm from where we are presently located, only if we were to create a free energy device in the architecture which I have defined, where a wheel has 42 outside magnets, it has 8 interior magnets, it's connected via a one-dimensional line axle to a singularity which has a magnet on the end, which is in a cube, which is a 2x2x2 heaven, which is a 6x6x6 wheel rotation magnetic field creation field. A 6x6x6, guys. You're 666. Within an 8x8x8, where solenoids are dropped into the 8x8x8 to create acceleration or gain in the rotation of said wheel, where there's 42 magnets on the interior of an aluminum structure, and there are 8 magnets on the exterior of an aluminum structure. A magnetic field where you drop solenoids in, 36 of them, wound 400 times each to create gain, where you put your probes, male and female, on the rotating wheel, the female and the male ends where the wires stick out of, going to your plug, because it's alternating current and it's fine. So if you had to rectify the voltage, I think you'd use those magnets with the insulator, with the coil, with an antenna. Magnet, insulator, spring, antenna. And I think they give you 3 volts each if you have the right materials and the right magnets. So if you are able to control voltage, and you are able to control quote-unquote infinite current by creating a rotation at a certain RPM, which you are using the Schumann resonance of the Earth and magnets and aluminum and copper, which are made of light, in Earth to create a magnetic field which is contained within a 6x6x6 cube, which is contained within an 8x8x8 cube, which is all possible because of a 2x2x2 cube, which are a ring in the X, Y, and Z directions, where you have 6 axles going off of the X, negative X, Y, negative Y, Z, negative Z. And because a cube has 6 faces and 8 vertices, you have 8 axles going on 45-degree angles in the X, Y direction, front and back, with 1/4 the scale. Same replicas which are on the faces, the 6 faces of the free energy cell, where you can still put probes on 1/4 the scale, rotating wheels, 8 of them. But you have to make it in a scale which is workable with the materials that we have, and I believe that it's a 1:60 ratio, where a 1 is equal to 60 millimeters. And the cell is a total of 8x8x8, which is 8 times 60, which is 480 millimeters by 480 millimeters by 480 millimeters. But it all has to be contained. You want to know what meters are? Like, I don't know, dust falling into this free energy machine? Blades of grass? I don't know. It should be contained in a box where you can't break your fingers, where things are rotating really fast. Now, your bearings should probably be replaceable, but you have to understand that one day in heaven is 1,000 days in earth. Meaning that there is a 1 to 1 0 0 0 0 relationship where every 0 is circled. So you have 3 zeros and 1 1. You have a 4 with 4 circles, which is an 8, which is infinite, which is equal to 2 in douchebag pool, because an infinite cannot be circled, because it will absorb the circle into the other circle, or the other circle, to depict 2 circles connected by a zero-dimensional singularity, which is a fly speck in the movie Harvey, where he says, "We're nothing but fly specks, fly specks." That's what he means. He means we're a 12, where the 2 is, we're a 21. Where the 1 is a zero-dimensional singularity and a 2 is a one-dimensional line. And a fly speck is the depiction of 1 zero-dimensional singularity and 2 one-dimensional lines, connected, in unity, in brackets, in a circle, because they are 1, because 3 makes 4 makes 5, because 3 dots makes a 4th heaven, makes a circle around the 4 dots. 3 makes 4 makes 5, with any number, with any circumstance, because it's about creation, understanding creation, and it's all around us everywhere. And that's how people get ahead in life, because they depict that they understand creation, and their product exceeds because of whatever commercialization, because they want to get it out there. The Illuminati want to teach us. They want to illuminate us to the pattern of creation. But for some fucking reason, they can't just come out and fucking say it. They have to do all weird cryptic and maybe do satanic shit, because they are deceived by what the fuck ever. All I'm saying is that, wow, guys. They depict creation in everything they do, therefore they think they're pious, because they are serving themselves. They are not serving the collective. They are serving the self, not the galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, which we can observe in Earth on our flatness of the two-dimensional plane of our reality, because our eyes are the shape they are for a reason. I don't want to hear any more about flat Earth. I don't want to hear any more about people who think they know what they're talking about. This is what's going on. It's a shell game. You're a universe. You are sharing space and time with 7.6 billion universes. You should take care of your universe. Understand the signs and symbols out there. Understand that people that understand the signs and symbols are taking advantage of you, because there is a master class and there is a slave class. If you know this knowledge, you are part of the master class. If you don't know this knowledge, you are part of the slave class. Hippies are the lowest caste of any society. I would like to meet with Gerald Moray. I would like to meet with any fabricator, any human being in Earth who is willing to sacrifice a little bit of their time to model something on Pro E so I can take it to a fabricator in Ottawa who can fabricate the parts that I fucking need to make a fucking free energy cell and show you fucking assholes that it is possible. The signs and symbols are all around us. You have to start decoding your reality. Now that you know this information, you cannot create this information. This information should be understood. This information should be... Check. I understand this now. We live in Armageddon, not in Earth. The Earth was. Armageddon is. It means changing your perception of reality. Changing your perception of what you know versus different points of view. There could be a few. The more points of view you can consider, the more wisdom you have. The more you can correlate the mathematics with the experiences that you have, the more your wisdom grows. I am not special. I am nothing. I am a sad individual, in fact. However, my heart feels light at times, and that weight in my chest is fleeting, day by day, because I am grasping the fact that I know all these questions I have an answer. But I think I just figured out the answer, and it's creation code, and it's a mathematical formula which I have derived. Now if you take that mathematical formula and apply it to your life, and if you were to speak in truth about creation, about energy, about existence, because it's a shell game. And you are at one with self because you are a soul in the flesh. And that's only an 11, guy. That's not a 55. A 55 is a depiction of a 15. Because a 15 is encircled to become a 1. To become a 15, it has to be circled. Now, if you understand that it can go further, and you can put 2 circles around a 5 and depict the same thing, because the interior circle is a 1 by 5 to circle the 5. It's a 55 from a certain point of view, and only way to be a 55 is if both are encircled, which they are. It's cellular mathematics. It's cellular language. It's signs and symbols. It's decoding your life and your experiences, and it shouldn't be hard. Now, whatever happens, happens. It's cool. I might go out west. Give me a reason. Contact Gerald Moray. Tell him about this. Why not?